Today on the podcast, we are featuring the Toronto Tabla Ensemble. Learn more about them and listen to their track, Prayer for the Mother, featuring Bif Naked.
Welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast, where we talk all things music. I'm your host, Jeanette Kimsel, music blogger and enthusiast. Let's get started with today's episode.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast. I'm your host, Jeanette Kimsel. For those of you just joining us, this is the podcast where I talk about different musicians and how their music affects me. And then I play a track for you to listen to so you can check it out and form your own opinion as well. And I'd love to know what you think about the track if you're so inclined to do so. And if you're interested in sharing your thoughts on this track and artist, I'll have details at the end of the show where you can leave your comments. So today I'm talking about the Toronto Tabla Ensemble, and from their name, you can pretty much guess where they're from. They hail from Toronto, Canada, and this group's been around for quite a while. Last year, 2021, marked the 30-year anniversary of its founding, and it's so awesome that they're still going strong, making music after 30 years, and listening to their stuff, you can really hear why they're still so relevant today. You know, there's just something so beautiful and ethereal in their beats that the band creates this music that's kind of really just lasts the test of time, and it's no wonder that they're still, going strong today. But yeah, so a little bit about the background. So the ensemble was founded by Ritesh Das, and I apologize if I'm saying the name incorrectly. And he was born to parents who owned Ritya Bharati, a music and dance company. He was also brothers to the late Kathak dancer Pandit Chiresh Das. So this music company was the first of its kind in Kolkata after the independence of India. So growing up, Das had a lot of exposure to music at a really young age. He started studying music in 1972, and he had some vocal and sitar training with T.L. Rana and M.D. Mullick. And the tabla was the instrument that he decided to settle with, and he was taught by Pandit Shankar Ghosh. And for anyone who may not be familiar with what a tabla is, it is basically two small drums, slightly different sizes and shapes. The smaller drum is called a dayan, D-A-Y-A-N, and the large drum is called a baya, B-A-Y-A, and they're made of hollowed out wood, clay, or metal. The dayan is used for creating treble and tonal sounds, and the main function of the baya is for producing bass. And then they're laced together with hoops, thongs, and wooden dowels on the side, and the dowels and hoops are what are used to tune the drums. The tabla is also a percussion instrument used in Hindustani classical music. It can be played solo, accompanying other instruments and vocals, or it can be used as part of a larger ensemble. It also has been used in pop and folk music performances in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal, Afghanistan, and Sri Lanka. It has also been used in dance performances like Kathak. It is a popular instrument used for religious music as well in Hinduism and Sikhism. Aside from the Indian music, the tabla may also have been used in various genres of music, if someone's looking for an additional percussion sound. And the playing technique it's complex, and it involves a lot of extensive use of the fingers and palms in various configurations to create a wide variety of different sounds, rhythms, reflected in the mnemonic syllables called bol. So this is an instrument that takes a skill to play. And just going back to Das' story, when he was 22 years old, he moved to Los Angeles, California, to perform as a musician in the A-Man Folk Ensemble. Then in 1985, he moved to Toronto, where he began teaching tabla on a full-time basis. And in 1991, he formed the Toronto Tabla Ensemble, made up of his students at the time. And so, since that time, he and the ensemble have garnered a lot of they won a Juno nomination for their album Fire Dance. They toured numerous times around Canada, Australia, and Europe. They also appeared on the CBC and other news networks and Much Music. Then in 2016, he was awarded the Roy Thompson Hall Award of Recognition through Toronto Arts Foundation. And currently he is the director of the Toronto Tabla Ensemble School of Tabla, with teaching locations in Toronto and London, Ontario. His classes are designed to produce professional tabla players, and many of his students have become that. He also launched the first Toronto Tabla Youth Ensemble, featuring young artists between 8 and 15 years of age, and he continues to train them as well. They've been getting a lot of love from not only awards and nominations, but they've also been getting a lot of love from the blogosphere for their previous work, as well as this new album with write-ups in Scope Mag, Indie Pulse, Vents Magazine, Tinnitus, Find Your Sounds, Canadian Beats, Woolmex, Indie Shark, Daily Pop News, and a lot more. They've definitely have been getting a lot of praise, and it's understandable because the music is kind of just definitely speaks for itself. I was looking at their Spotify, and it looks like they have about 12 albums on there, dating back all the way to 1998. For The Love of the Tabla, which is the album that this song is off of, this is their 8th studio album that came out earlier this year in 2022. And this album puts the North Indian tabla front and center in this music. And basically, according to Das, usually the tabla is an instrument that is lost or buried under all the other instruments in the song. And for this song and a lot of the album, he basically mixed it so in order to bring up the tabla louder so you can hear it prominently along with the other sounds of the music. And boy, does it shine in this track. The wall of sound that is created is just so beautiful and just so lush with emotions. And according to Das, the album explores, a theme of love. So they really wanted to collaborate with various Canadian artists to create music that embodies that feeling of love and devotion. And the album is about love for the instrument, the music, for another human being, for the earth, and for nature. So there's a lot of love and a lot of emotion that goes into the music and the sounds, and he hopes to spread love all around with this album. And on this particular track, some of the musicians that came on to play with him were including his longtime collaborator, taco master Kiyoshi Nagata, the violinist and composer Miyama Miller, drummer Dale Ann Brendan, and sitarist George Kohler, just to name a few. The vocals on this track were provided by Indian-born Canadian icon Bif Naked, and the song has this quite lasting impression on the listener. It seamlessly combines the tabla, percussionism, along with just some good old rock and roll, very cool collaboration. It's amazing, all the instrumentation that's been paired together on this track. It has this lasting impression, even just with a few opening notes. The song opens with this repetitive tabla beat that just kind of hypnotizes and entrances your ears. And then, comes this electronic sound that kind of pulls it all together. And there's a little bit of guitar in the background, and it's, the music really hits you. And then all of a sudden you're hit again with the earth-shattering lyrics and vocals from Bif Naked. And, overall the song is just this magnificent cacophony of sounds that just swell your heart. And it takes you to a place of nature and enchantment. The song is just super powerful, and it has this grooving, head-bobbing sound that takes you on a journey, and it's something that you kind of escape while listening to this. It's this nature and enchanting, as I noted before, and it's this heart-wrenching song. I think you'll just feel so many emotions throughout listening to this track. But, I think I've chatted enough now, so without further ado, I will play for you Prayer for the Mother by the Toronto Tabla Ensemble featuring Bif Naked.
ocean, remembering all you've done. Defender of land and ocean, you're the one, you're the one. Oh, mother, sister.
We would love to know what you think about the Toronto Tabla Ensemble and their track Prayer for the Mother, featuring Bif Naked. You can tell us in a comment on the podcast webpage. You can also leave an audio comment at the link in the episode summary. If you're looking for more information on the Toronto Tabla Ensemble, you can check out their official website, www.torontotabla.com. That is TORONTOTABLA.com. For updates, you can follow them on Facebook at the handle Toronto Tabla. That is TRONTOTABLA. You can also find them on Instagram at the handle Toronto Tabla Ensemble. That is TORONTOTABLAENSEMBLE. They are also on Twitter at the handle Tabla Ensemble. That is TABLAENSEMBLE. If you're looking for more new music, be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you get the latest updates on our artist features. You can also find more music features on our website at www.eatsleepbreathemusic.com. That is EATSLEEPBREATHEMUSIC.com. Thanks for listening and see you in the next episode.
Thanks so much for listening to the Eat, Sleep, Breathe Music podcast. To find new music and learn more about what we do, you can check out our website at www.eatsleepbreathemusic.com.